Welcome to Coffee with Coach Rosa. I'm Coach Rosa. Grab your cup of coffee. We are going to have a nice, quick little coaching session this morning. Oh, that one came out good. That was a good one. This came brewed really well. So here's what we're going to talk about. There's a lot of us with many limitations, right? There's so many reasons in life to get frustrated and distracted and discouraged. And a lot of people are preoccupied with what limits them, what's holding them back, what's not going well. And there's a simple thing that you can do that will change your focus and will actually change the way your mind works. And that's what we want to do, is reset that mindset of yours, right? We're doing little mindset makeovers with these talks. And if you're watching, let me know in the comments, what do you think about this? So especially the topic and the length of time that we're going to spend, because it'll be a short one. Here, I'm reading a book, by the way, by Gerald Jampolsky, which I love his work. And he wrote a number of books. Oh, I've read them, I don't know, in the early 2000s. It was a long time ago. and one of them is called Love is Letting Go of Fear. And the one I'm currently reading is Teach Only Love. So it's a wonderful book about inner peace and having the ability to feel connected even when things feel like the world is a little off balance, and how to restore yourself to that balance, to stay in that place. And one of the things that Dr. Jampolsky talks about is, being of service. And he works with terminally ill children who are in a center that he has, and they're not going to, obviously, their physical bodies will leave. And he talks about how they change from being afraid to feeling at peace. And one of the ways is service. By helping each other, they forget about their own problems. By being able to serve someone else, we forget for a moment about our own limitation. Now, what we could also, so first thing we want to talk about is being of service, right? And putting yourself in a situation, maybe an opportunity to give back, and it takes your mind away from what's really bothering you. And it's a decision that we make, and it might be very strategic. It might be that I'm going to volunteer these 2 hours a week because it's my opportunity to focus on someone else. And for those 2 hours, I'm caring for this other person, or I'm contributing in a way I feel really, really good about. And I've taken my mind away from what's limiting me, what's not going well. And the nice thing about that is, when you do that, when you come back to the problem, it's not the same problem. It doesn't have the same intensity. Usually we bring perspective back then. We bring an element of gratitude back. We can look at things from a different angle. We've even been able to distance ourselves enough so that we might see a better solution or feel more hopeful. And that's what happens when we start to look at how can we serve and putting ourselves in a position of service. I want to share a story that illustrated that for me this weekend. And I read this. I've been reading this book all summer. I've read it. I've reread almost all of Gerald Jampolsky's books, and so it's really nice for grounding in a world that's just so unpredictable, and reminding me that I don't need to believe everything I see around me. That peace is within us, right? And we can always have that. And that at another level, we're so connected to one another. At the deepest level, at the highest level, we are connected to each other. And to remember that. And that the neat thing about this weekend, and my husband knows I'm sharing the story, is we were at an event downtown, and it was at night. And it was really cool. And it's called the Fringe Festival. So there's all these activities going on, and music, and we were with friends. And there was a really cool high wire act and acrobatics and really cool stuff. And we very much enjoyed that. Well, then we decided to walk to another location that was a few blocks away and look at another event. And the road was really bumpy because they were paving some of it, and there was gravel on other sides, and there was so it was not even pavement, and there was a lot of, it was darker. It was dark out, so there was a lot of distractions. People are all over the place. You're not sure exactly where you're going. You're in a different spot at night. And we were with friends, and I was walking along with my friends, and my husband was just a little bit behind us. And there was a family, and the man was in a wheelchair. And so my husband, yielded, kind of they were walking across the street, and the person with the wheelchair went before my husband. I was already on the sidewalk. And what happened was that pavement was uneven. And I think the wheelchair was on the paved side, but my husband was on the part that was gravel and scraped and getting ready to be finished. But then in the next lip was an incline up, and there was some pavement there, and my husband tripped over that. And when he tripped over it, he landed, he went right down because it startled him so. And I think it was, just being concerned for making sure everyone else was okay, but he was in the street. So I ran over, hurt him, and he was fine. But the man in the wheelchair had immediately turned around and extended his hand to help him off the ground. And it was the most touching thing I'd seen, because he was extending his hand and grabbing my husband's hand. And, my husband was like hesitant. He was very surprised that he had fell. So that was a little shocking to him. But then he realized the gesture, and it really touched him. And, once we got him up, they shook hands, and he thanked him. And I thought, this is a beautiful illustration of what Joe Jampolsky means about being focused on others and serving others takes us off our own limitations. I didn't see the man even think for a moment, can I actually support this person's weight? Can I actually help him up? Will this pull me further? Not at all. And I don't know the physical ability. I mean, he could have easily pulled him up. I don't know. I just know he didn't hesitate. And I was struck by that. And he was so deeply in that moment. It was such a genuine, authentic moment. And it was something really meaningful and that I witnessed, and lovely about the human spirit and about people. And they really are really a lot of great people. And think about how we focus on our own limitations and hesitate to help, even if it's a small thing. And if you are noticing that you're preoccupied with your limitations, with what's getting in the way, with a disappointment, with not getting the job offer, then extend your hand. Think about, where can I extend my hand that will bring me some feeling of gratitude and contribution, and take my mind off what's really, what's going on here for a little while. So that's what I wanted to share with you. It's short, it's sweet, it's meaningful. I hope you've shared this video, because it's a positive lesson. It's a great lesson. And if you want to find out more, subscribe to the channel if it's on YouTube, on LinkedIn, follow me, and then you can find out more about when I offer these Coffee with Coach Rosa talks. And on Facebook, hey, share the video, say hi, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and know that I love you deeply. And my heart is with you, my friends. So stay safe, stay well, and do something. Extend your hand today. I'd love to hear something that you've taken away from today. Bye-bye.